This is a certified hood classic.
Boner.
All rise. Order in the court. That includes you, Tiny Piggy.
That's right. That's right. Hello, everyone. Hello, Mr. Creed. Welcome, everyone, to the, what we call it, Court Chat Nation.
All right. That'll work. Put it on a t-shirt.
Put on a shirt. We'll sell that. Wow. Look at the size of the hand on JB.
It almost his fingers are just a little like this one's. It's almost like an optical illusion. I look like I have really small hands. There, that looks better. Speaking of hands, hand there.
Hands across America.
Anyways, hey, by the way, so sorry I missed such a great chase last night. Jeez.
Apparently, I missed a couple of them myself, so I'm glad I did not move out of the chair.
No kidding.
But yeah, if this is the first time you join us, this is when me and Creed will sit here. We're going to watch a court case with you guys, give you an opportunity to speak your mind in the chat. We'll also be speaking ours so that everybody, has a good time. If you have something to say, we'd love to hear from you. If you're new, we'd love to hear from you. All of our other videos you'll see on here will be without us, of course, but there are 2 times a day, couple of days a week that you get to see us live, and we'd love to hear from you and see you. Now, Creed, I know what you're saying. This must be a TPO. You'd be right.
No,
but
look at me.
But here's the thing. This is a continuation of a case we saw about 2 weeks ago, I believe it was.
Okay, all right.
Do you remember there was a lady that came in, and this very judge let her just kind of ramble on about she was bringing 2 people, 2 TPOs, one against a guy that had showed up and one against a guy that hadn't been served yet, which is this gentleman. And she was saying that someone was controlling her phone and writing things and doing things. And like, I could see him with his phone, and all of a sudden my phone messed up. She had all these conspiracy theories about what was going on. Well, this is the other gentleman. And we find out that she is basically she's blaming everyone she's ever had sex with as being the person that could possibly be causing these issues on her phone. So we're going to hear this case. We'll hear what JB's got to say over here. And of course, we know that lady will have tons to say.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He is. He's missing.
Oh, 4-finger JB.
It's blurred out like it's a penis or something.
Anyway. Could be.
Yes, I do remember her. Okay, this is going to be an interesting little update. Let's do
Truth
it.
and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. First things first, there's a request from Ms. Harris that the court issue an order against Mr. Benbow, and you've been served as of July 15. And Ms. Harris, you're prepared to go forward to present your side why you should get this order?
Yes.
Okay, and you're still wanting that order?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Benbow, are you prepared to respond to Ms. Harris's request?
Yes.
Okay. Let me, and both of you should know I'm looking at back and forth here because our file is electronic. And so I'm listening. I'm just also looking at what's been filed. And so let me get that.
I love his last name is Bimbo.
No, it's like the bread.
Right one. And let me get where I need to be.
Please do.
Let me see, Mr. Bimbo. Is that Squirrely?
Squally.
Okay, so Ms. Harris,
like when a storm
several
comes through.
allegations against Mr. Benbow. It's not clear when things happened. When's the most recent? You said the most recent when your phone was tapped or mirrored?
Correct.
Okay. And then
Gary?
was that when? was a couple of years ago. Okay.
What I was doing is ask for a description. So I gave a description all the way up to
Jerry. Yep, that's exactly what I just need to kind of narrow in on what's recent and what's not. So
Cree says hi.
and in your exhibits, I've got a statement here from Jacob Walden, which was signed under penalty of perjury. And is he available today by any chance?
No, he's not available today.
All right.
He just did this.
Okay. All right. And
Look at Squally's face.
tell me then about why, kind of importantly,
Squally's
you're
gone.
zeroing in on Mr. Benbow as to the person who's
Top
merely
Squally.
tapping into your phone and
Female Squally.
seeing your location, attempting to email you. And you say you confronted him about a month ago, trying to make contact with someone else, and he shut the door so maybe you can help me understand that most recent event, and then we can work backwards.
Oh no, I didn't make contact with him with somebody else. It's him and another individual, and I found out there's more individuals involved. So it's a group of individuals.
Okay.
But Mr. Bimbo was the one that made the statement of recording.
All right, because you said I confronted him about a month ago.
Right.
Is that okay?
I came to his door
Right.
and asked if he was trying to make contact with me.
Right. Okay. And so tell me about that event.
That's
Them.
them, I guess. I suppose Rock Death. Welcome, hello.
They didn't want to hear what she had to say. We've been hacked.
I think we might have. Is my computer mirrored? Is that?
By the way, we almost were today. Somebody trying to get into our Twitter account this morning from Brazil.
Oh, they can have it.
I wouldn't fight for it, but
No, they can have it. It's fine. What happened to? Maybe it is me. Hang on a second. Let me double check and look.
sorry, Creed. While Creed's fixing that, don't forget we have premieres happening all day long
It pretty much
across
shows
the channels. Check them out.
Call that a teaser.
And they call me the pleaser.
up because he told me that if I ever wanted to talk to him, I could show up at his house. And so I did, because I got tired of weird things happening. Like, for example, he said he claimed he didn't have my number. And so he sent me through Cash App a comment of something about he had some type of treat for me.
A treat.
And I got that through my email.
Was it a Feastable?
Email that came in through there. I was going to print it out, but I figured it was irrelevant. But on my Cash App, he sent me a message through there, and I think it was $1. So you have to put in some type of money to be able to send a comment. And then I don't know if it's still there, but I was.
Anybody wants to talk to me on Cash App? I'm wide open.
Like that.
That's right.
I had not had contact.
If you would like a personal message from Mikey, the legend, it'll only cost you $1.
$1.
$1.
I'll answer you on the air.
But then if you have any more questions or anything, you gotta
Guess
send them
another
again.
$1.
I didn't know that about Cash App. That's interesting.
That's one way to get somebody to talk to you.
I suppose so.
With him for a long time before that even happened. Now I'm starting to get weird emails, subliminal emails. I think
subliminal.
I even put it in the
Subliminal,
description
yes.
of certain emails that I was getting where they're either a comment being made or it's some type of weird scam spoof where if you click on it, I guess my information goes to whomever it is that's on that email. Things have been just crazy since then. I'm even having issues at my job now. And it's specifically me. It's not happening to no other employee. We've had to have that escalated to try to track who's doing it.
Kieran, thank you for the 2 for you're the first second. I mean, on the Bimbo.
Here's my question: Is she this lady that's so dumb that she's just opening every email and every downloading anything that is coming, and she's ruining the damn computer system at work now that she's let anybody and everybody into her phone to do shit? I mean, is that what was his episode Catfished? I mean, is it that stupid at this point?
And then I ironically spoke to an attorney. The attorney told me I had to escalate it and to file some type of, what is it called? Scam or fraud, because it's happening to my phone, it's happening to my computer, and it's going overboard. I don't see the point of doing this other than, is this to make contact with me to see where I'm going, who I'm talking to? There's things that I didn't know in the past. I don't know if those things are still going on, but I figured it's none of my business. It has nothing to do with me. As long as it doesn't affect me, I don't care what each individual does and what they're a part of.
Just did that thing again.
I don't know. It's Firefox is amazing.
You want me to play it?
Take it down like that. I press pause.
I can play
bring it back up subliminal and press play. And it worked last time. So
Subliminal, Creed.
Subliminal. Maybe again, somebody sending me subliminal messages.
Mr. Benbow.
Benbow.
What is it doing? The computer's running fine, so I don't know. I don't know what to say.
That's understandable. How far are we into this, Creed?
6 minutes and 2 seconds.
Excellent. Remind everybody about Wild Woman Wednesday today.
Oh, that comes up on another daily show that we do. Well, this one's almost daily. Real close. 405 East, Wild Woman Wednesday. I couldn't really tease you as far as what's going to happen. They'll be screaming. Maybe a tasing. Who knows? Might see a woman with large breasts. All three of those things are things that happen from time to time.
Those are all things that are possible during Wild Woman Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Shit show at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing but the best around here. 6 minutes, 2 seconds. 6 minutes, 24 seconds, it says now.
And then, so that would have been 2022.
Correct.
Sometime. You filed this in, just trying to generally, it doesn't have to, filed this in July. So sometime summer of 2022. And then,
he popped up. It was the weirdest thing. He popped up on the side of the highway. He rolled his window down. He had his cell phone out.
When was this?
This was not too long after.
What?
Let me
Is
see.
he like videoing her?
Probably, I want to say maybe a year after that happened.
Okay, so
It's weird. He pops up.
2023.
He just pops up and does stuff. I'm not sure what the point of that was. I had to call my neighbor. He's the one that I was going to have as a witness, but he's still gone. He's on vacation. And I ended up placing a 911 call, but my phone number has changed since then. I was going to change it again, but I'm realizing it seems like no matter what I do, whoever it is going to figure out my phone number's changed where I'm at. So I figured that it was suggested to file harassment. So I've been waiting for the detective to call. It's been hard to get phone calls because it seems like when I think I'm talking to a specific person, I'm talking to the scammer because there's new AI technology.
Okay. She just says something really weird. She says now when she calls 911, she's not even talking to 911. She's talking to an AI.
Yeah, an AI scammer.
This lady and the random shit about him being on the side of the road filming her on the highway randomly one day when she hadn't seen him in forever. Oof. Yeah. That's a big cup.
People are disguising their voices.
So you're working with law enforcement right now to gather
I was
information?
attempting to, but it seems like there's interference with that.
All right. So the issue, all right, so about a year passes and then you say Mr. Benbow pops up on the freeway doing what?
He pulls over. My RV is literally, at that time you used to see it right off the highway. So you just pull off on the exit of Nisqually and my RV is right there on the corner. For some reason or another, he pulled off, rolls his window down, sticks his phone up. I don't know if he's recording or if he's actually taking a photo, but he sees me. I wave my hand for my neighbor. My neighbor stops and he sees him recording. He suggests I call 911, so I call 911. Right before they could actually dispatch the police, he pulls off.
Is it illegal to be on the side of the road doing something?
No, I don't think it is. But
I mean, it doesn't even make any sense.
I mean, the neighbor supposedly saw him doing it
On the side of the road recording? Is that
That's
against
what
the
she said.
law?
I don't think so. But she just said that the neighbor saw him and said to her that she should call 911. Call the popo.
Her RV neighbors?
Her RV, yes, her RV neighbor, because you can see it from the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then since that event, we're here about a year later. What's been going on?
It's been constant just harassment of the emails. Somebody's been going through my emails. Why, I'm not sure. Phone calls, my phone's being tapped. I've traded in my vehicle 3 times this year. I've had 3 different vehicles because they tap into the GPS part just to see where I'm at.
Okay.
What?
All right.
3 times? How? This guy right here. This mastermind.
Look at his face.
Yeah.
Huh? What?
This guy.
He's like, we all have the same face right now as JB. What?
I'm supposed to believe this man is able to do all those things that she's talking about. Really?
I don't.
What does it take to tap into a car 3 times?
Oh, Candace, thank you. Oh, and I love the hashtag save the chair also. I like that, Candace. Yeah, you are around a bit. I love that. Appreciate that. A lurker. Candace, it's same with me. I watch a lot of YouTube, but I'm always on the Roku TV as well, so I'm never in the chats.
That happens. I get that a lot because I have bad eyesight too. So I feel you. I can get it as loud as I need it to be. But again, I go back to this guy is the mastermind behind this, what can only be time consuming and a lot of money. I mean, you can't do all this shit for free, can you?
I don't think so. But damn.
It's the same thing with my cell phone. My phone's been mirrored where if I try to enter something in, I can see on the background somebody's like trying to tap in and figure out what I'm doing.
All right. And that's, you say it's been continuous, you mean like just since for the last year or just
I have a feeling it's been ongoing and I'm just realizing it's within the last year things have escalated.
Okay. And then how do you attribute this to Mr. Benbow?
Specific things that he's been spoken of in the past of recording. That's his biggest thing is recording.
And so in the past,
he's messed with my phone. I had him saved as I believe Chaos. I think I saved him as Chaos.
DJ?
And unbeknownst to me, when my back was turned, he turned around and he saved it as, I guess, Mr. Good Dick or something like that.
Oh, that's it. I'm changing Mikey's name in my phone to that.
Please, anyone right now that's listening that has my number, please change me to Mr. Good Dick.
Yes.
Wow.
Look at it. Oh man.
And look at the first time, the whole time that this has been going, the very first time that he's like, yep, that was me.
Well, that's not the first time that somebody's called me that. By the way, if I look at him, if I didn't know JB much, I'd just say, you know what? This man's got a flip phone, or at least had one up until about a year ago.
Yes.
He just doesn't look like the type of person who's just too into techie stuff.
No.
Wow.
The prowess of his hacking is being able to change his name in somebody's phone when he has their physical phone in his hand. From Chaos to Mr. Good Dick.
Good God.
Oh, Mr. Good Dick. Who do you think you are, Mr. Good Dick? Dun, 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 dun.
So he has access, and he's shown that he's had access. It's a matter of how much access does he have.
Yes.
Okay. So changing, I think you wrote about that. Let me get to that. So I see if I have some questions here.
Why you would go through somebody's phone without permission, I have no idea. But he
And
felt
that was back in
Shit, that goes on all the
2022.
time. Did she just say the stupidest statement she said? And that's saying a lot for the shit she just said. I don't know why anybody would go through somebody's phone. I've never even heard of that.
And no offense to her, but what could she possibly have going on in her life that anybody would really care? I mean, other than like if you're in love with her and infatuated with her, what else on outside? What would you be going after her for? Does she have a ton of money? Probably not. No offense. She's living in an RV on the side of a highway. It sounds like
She does got a job, which is good.
that's good. But I mean, I don't know why we're so worried about hacking her or knowing her location. JB just doesn't strike me like that he's in love with her at all. Even
The only thing he needs to say when it's his turn to talk, it says, "She's crazy as shit, Judge. I ain't got nothing to do with this."
that's all he's got to say, and then just back off. That's it.
Mm-hmm. or show her that flip phone that Creed said he has.
I'm telling you, I would not. Would you not be surprised if he just popped out and was just like, "I have a flip phone. This is my jitterbug."
I would not be surprised at all. World class spy.
Okay. But that's what makes you think. Is there anything else that makes you think it's Mr. Benbow?
How he had popped up
How he had popped up off the
in the
freeway?
past, correct.
Okay, popped up in person.
He physically popped up in his vehicle. He has I don't know about now, but I know he had a Hyundai at that time, a 4-door Hyundai.
Was there other times that he popped up?
If he did, it was unbeknownst to me. I wasn't aware.
Yeah, but all right. Okay, so his I'm a little confused. So changing his contact information or something else from chaos to something else?
He's good at disguising his name. I've talked to him about his name in the past. When I originally met him, he said his name was Jay. And he made a comment of where there's a lot of Jays out there. But the reason why I found out his real name was because he invited me to his house and I saw a piece of mail of his. It was sitting on a table and it said Drawn Bimbo. And there's certain information he wouldn't volunteer, but I just ended up finding out in certain ways. So that's how I found out his full name. He never volunteered.
Stalker?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna call her on this. Just maybe this relationship wasn't as serious. Like we're all sitting here like, oh, this was some serious relationship. He's blah blah blah. But maybe it wasn't all that. Maybe it was just like, Mr. Good Dick was sliding through town doing his thing. and now you're over here sneaking through his shit, reading his mail to try and find out what his real name is.
Yeah, to try and figure out all of his details, which is
again, maybe she took it way more seriously than he did.
It's entirely possible. Entirely possible.
He just said that his name is Jay and that there's a lot of Jays out there. So I'm assuming he goes by JB and other names in case something happens. It's hard to find him.
Okay.
Hard to identify him.
He might
So
go
then
by
in your
JB in
petition,
court.
attempt with emails as well, different ones.
Correct.
Generated like Karate Kid at iCloud.com.
What?
Rohangjira at yahoo.com.
What is his name, John?
Okay, I see it's in there. So you're concerned that in 22 that he had changed his
Karate
contact
Kid
information in your phone? Is that what it was?
That
Or-
I know for a fact that's what he did.
Okay, that's what that was. All right. That makes more sense to me now. All right. And then this information about, I'm a little confused. So about a month ago, after in June, trying to make contact with a woman, Brandy, who
Yeah, I confronted him and asked him who Brandy was because it was an ironic thing that I had stayed at a hotel and I was
Mo-
wall to wall. I was room to room next to her.
What?
This is
I
this is what it is, and I feel bad laughing, but
can't
I mean,
believe.
can the judge can the judge be like, "Hon, you need to go see somebody."
Well, here's the thing. She entertained this last time.
It's
Let her talk and
go
talk
on,
and talk
on,
and talk.
on. We made mention of that at quite a few times, quite a few points, where she just let her go. All right,
It's like she fed
so-
too much into it. Now we
so-
can't pull out.
we're at a motel hotel. There, she's invested. This is like a reality show now. The judges. All right, so we're at a motel hotel Holiday Inn somewhere. Maybe it's one of those round ones. There's not many of those left anymore. You ever stay in one of those? The round Holiday Inns. Those were cool.
No,
There was
no,
one in
unfortunately.
Charleston. Anyway, so she's butted up against a room with a Brandy, and now she's trying to figure out who Brandy is. Okay.
He was messing with her, but he was messing with me. And she confronted me about an incident that had happened. And unbeknownst to me, she's connected to him.
Okay.
He was messing with her and he was messing with me at the same time.
All right.
And she confronted me.
All
They
right.
don't call Mr. Good Dick for nothing.
So all right. So then
I guess she goes by a possible different name too, but I knew her as Brandy because it popped up
Karate
as
girl.
Brandy in my phone when we had
Yeah.
contact.
okay. That's my
She
next
has
question.
a married name or a maiden name or a hyphenated name.
That'd be great if she did.
Let's try and see if I
Go ahead and do it, Mr. Pancake.
have any more questions. I'm just gonna, before I
Give it
turn
close.
to Mr. Benbow and just re-reviewing everything you filed here.
Yeah, she really does. She makes it sound like he was there at the shoulder of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And then she kind of backed off a little bit
Right.
because she said it was the
Anything
same kind of car he had
else before I turn to
had.
Mr. Benbow?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay, and I'll be kind of looking over the top.
That's
here.
a good point. She did say that about the Hyundai.
Yeah, I'm guessing he still has his Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Not knowing. I mean, I hope and pray Mr. Bimbo has something to say.
All right, so Mr. Benbow,
Hey, wait. That's
what's
another-
your response to this request
drinking out
for
of
a
two
restraining
giant
order,
vessels?
protection order?
Did you see that? It was a
Yeah.
different.
I am just learning of all this information, as a result of hearing it here in the hearing. I didn't know any of this stuff before, so I don't agree. I mean, it's I'm not involved with any of those things. I don't pull over on freeways and record anybody, nothing like that. I haven't been in contact with Miss Harris for years. She mentioned she showed up at my house maybe about 2 months ago. I've never mentioned to her that she could just show up at my house if she wants to anytime and don't have to call or something. Never said that. I've had the same phone number now for over maybe close to 20 years, so anyone can call me. It's nothing if they want to get a hold of me. When she did show up here at my house, which was totally strange, caught me off guard because that's not something we do or that I was okay with her doing. She rang the doorbell about 20 times. Ling, 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 ling.
I can see that.
Ding, 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 ding.
I can definitely see that.
So he's painting a whole nother story. Like, look, and she has said that she is basically accusing everyone she has ever dated as being a part of this situation. Now, I will say this about
She's here. Oh God, she's here.
let her in. He hadn't seen her in years.
She shows up there.
She shows up at his house out of nowhere. And I will say this: he is very well spoken already.
I
As soon as he opened his mouth, I said, "Okay, He just got some more credibility from me.
Other than Griggsy, is there anybody here that believes her that he's stalking? I mean, obviously Griggsy believes her, but I mean, if Griggsy was here, not to put words in his mouth, but he's usually the opposite of what most people are thinking. But seriously, do you guys? I mean, she unfortunately, I believe that she has something that she needs to go get checked. I mean, I just don't see it from him at all.
I mean, she traded in her car 3 times this year because she says they're tracking her in her car.
That's
She needs to see somebody quick. She needs some medicines, something. Because this is just, there's no way all that shit's true. No way in hell.
There's no way.
Which I thought it was some emergency. I thought maybe it was a neighbor in need of choking or something, distressed or something, because it was that crazy. I never heard my doorbell operate like that before. I hurry up and I go to the front and I peeked through the glass just because I just wanted to see what was going on before I opened it up. And I saw it was her. And I thought, okay, well, let me open the door and see what this is about. I opened the door and she just starts going off about things that I never heard. At first, I thought maybe she was kidding. You know, I thought maybe she was joking around, trying to be funny or something. And then, you know, when I was like, no, I was like, hello, how you doing? You know, haven't seen you in a long time. Hello. And then she was, she's like she said, do you know Brandy or something like that? And I said, I don't know her.
I met her at the hotel.
I don't know who you're talking about or nothing like that. She started talking about some other stuff, and my son was home at the time, and so and she was getting loud and whatnot. And so I told her, I said, you know, if you're gonna be getting loud, you're gonna have to, you know, you're gonna leave. I'm gonna close the door. I'm gonna call the police or something, but you can't be ever being loud on my porch. And so that went on, I don't know, about 2 minutes or so. That was the last contact within the last maybe say 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years easy, that we've had any contact at all was when she showed up at my door about 2 months ago, being kind of very distraught. Like maybe she was having, you know, some sort of crisis episode is what I end up thinking.
First time we've heard it. Thank God. She is having some sort of crisis episode.
Thank you for bringing it up, JB, and I think you're right. Tiny Piggy, thank you, and laughs will continue. $2 at a time.
Thank you, Tiny Piggy. Again, we're not making fun of this lady. We are only saying how outrageously strange what she's saying and virtually impossible. And he just said he hasn't seen her for 2.5, 3 years.
She just shows up and says, you know Brandy?
He said, my son was here. My son was like, close that door on that crazy bitch.
You know what was going on. And so I'm okay continuing to have no contact with her. I don't have any other emails.
She's laughing at something. Yeah, she started laughing before anything testimony even started.
Yeah, I think she's got, I think in the office that she's at or something, and people making jokes, or she lives, I don't know. Dan Russell with 10 bones says, Mr. Good Dick has superpowers we don't understand. I believe you might be right.
I will never be able to comprehend those.
You stop back, you know, to go see Mr. GD, JBGD, you know, after a couple of years looking for it. It's got to be damn good. Mr. Good Dick, where you at, baby? Let's call some chaos.
Let me in, baby. Let me in.
Or whatever, contacting her via email or phone or nothing like that. I don't do any of that. I'm not, you know, so.
Right. So you were given notice of all this information by Pierce County Sheriff when they served you July 15th. That's the affidavit I had, that you were given the petition notice of this hearing, and that's declaration of James Walden. That's the Pierce County Sheriff affidavit, said that you were handed that July 15th. When you said this is the first you heard about it, I'm a little puzzled.
That's what I mean. I mean, as a result of being served this document a couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was my first hearing about it. And then, of course, attending the hearing and hearing, you know, the details from being present in the hearing.
Okay. All right, good. Right. If I have any questions for you, just give me a moment.
How can you not?
Never assaulted her, nothing like that. Just want to get that for me. Never done nothing like that.
Well, I don't think there was ever any accusations of that.
No, I don't know why he's trying to bring in new testimony.
Never hit her with a car.
So any comment on this declaration from a Jacob Walden that you received?
So I don't know him. And I can also say I'm no technical guru to be able to hack in people's phones or track them via email or GPS or any of that stuff. I know nothing of that. Barely can operate. I mean, I don't know anything of that.
Yeah,
I don't. And so, if that stuff is happening to her, I wish her the best that stuff gets resolved and she figure out, and hopefully none of that, continues to happen to her, because I wouldn't want that happening to nobody. I have nothing to do with that. Zero. Not one iota of anything at all. I know nothing about it. I don't know how to do it. I don't even talk to her. Nothing to do with me whatsoever. Zero.
I'm a line cook.
At the
I
Chili's.
object to that, Your Honor. Him and I had a conversation
Slow
about
down.
recording.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I'll come back to you, but I just want to finish with Mr. Benbow.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Benbow? I'm just going to jump back to Ms. Harris real quick. See if there's any
Android,
clarification.
No, that's it.
Okay. All right. So Ms. Harris, anything on what Mr. Benbow said?
I don't agree with his comment about he doesn't know anything about recording and how to do it. When I was helping him with his Airbnb, he invited me out to help him with his Airbnb. And he made a comment that there should be a recording of how I talk, is what he said. He said, because I can say something and forget what I say. And so I said, you know what? I said, if that's how you feel, I said, you have my permission to record. It was just that one time he could record me. And he ended up recording me, Your Honor, and he played back something specifically to me. And so I said, okay. I said, if that's how you feel and that's what you're going to do, then I'm going to record too. And I have Marco Polo at the time. And
Marco!
was recording something specifically that he said that he would forget about. And when I played it back, I think he was shocked that I actually recorded him and played back something specific. I don't have Marco Polo now, but I did at that time. And he was.
What the hell is Marco Polo?
That's the game you play when you're in swimming.
Yeah, but she said, I don't have it at the now, but I had it at the time.
I mean, I don't know what it is. Thank you, Erica. Everybody left me hanging, and Gary, and Loud. But yeah, that's the only Marco Polo that I know. Man, he is so confused.
Remember, this has to be at least 2.5 to 3 years ago that any of these conversations went on.
Yeah, when we're talking about this Airbnb thing. So he says, I'm guessing that he made a joke. He's like, man, you ought to record yourself so you can go back, because you're forgetting things all the time. He probably made some stupid, tiny little joke.
Which we know
here we are years later, she's binging up, and he's like, hi.
And that has nothing to do with technology.
No.
To know how to track people and, hack their cars and their phones. That's like he said, I got a game here called Candy Crush on my phone.
Right.
Don't let him tell you he don't know technology.
Excuse me for just a moment.
Go ahead. Excuse yourself. We're going on with the show, though.
Shocked that I recorded him and played back something specifically that he said.
Okay. All right.
Marco.
Okay.
Polo.
So.
Marco Polo is a video
messaging. This is the reason why I have to be able to find by a legal standard, which isn't met here, that Mr. Benbow is behind the things that are happening to you electronically. And I can't find by that legal standard that that's happening, that he is the person doing these things. And therefore I can't find that he's the one who's knowingly and willfully conducting a course of conduct to harass you. And so I can't issue the order under the law. So Mr. Benbow, you've heard it. Ms. Harris, you heard Mr. Benbow too. He said he's not going to contact you, but I think you've heard no contact is wanted. And I don't know what to tell you, Ms. Harris, if there's further things going on, it's probably going to require your, some sort.
I was thinking this too, because I just watched a thing the other day where a lady was having these delusions about people following her and that people were trying to steal her identity all the time. And it slowly and surely got worse until eventually she ended up killing someone because she thought they were trying to steal her identity. So this could turn very dangerous for the people involved. I mean, we all make jokes, but maybe Bimbo needs to look into getting like a restraining order against her. I think he's got enough there to really be able to pull it off. What do you guys think?
Sort of investigation by the folks at your work that know what they're doing.
They're already on it.
Okay. And then, I can't really tell you, but it would have to be someone, unfortunately, I appreciate that there was this statement by Mr. Walden, but I can't put really anything, take it, because I don't have him here to adjudge his credibility, to adjudge, more importantly, his expertise in the area, such that he knows what he's talking about.
I understand.
So that doesn't get us anywhere. So Mr. Benbow, then there's no order issued, but obviously you both have said you don't want anything to do with each other. So leave it there. So that's all for today, Ms. Harris, Mr. Benbow. Any questions, Mr. Benbow?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Harris, anything?
No, like I said before, in the very beginning, when we first had this conversation, I'm just putting it in here. So when something comes up in the future, it's already noted in the system under my name, under his name, and the other individual's name.
Yeah. All right.
But it's already been escalated. So thank you.
All right. Can be on your way, and you can leave the meeting, Mr. Benbow.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Denied.
Did she give her a talking to, or?
No,
I like that fit.
she did not, Creed. She basically told her, sorry, honey, there's not enough here. And she says, well, I'm glad at least it's all on record for when it gets elevated.
Might have a part 3 coming up.
Yeah, I think we haven't heard the last of her. So,
well, maybe 4 parts then, because it is going to have to end with him getting. I have a feeling he's going to have to get a protective.
he's going to have to. He's going to have to. She is really off the rails with this. I don't get it. Oh, wow. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. I don't know what to expect next. But what you can expect next is at 3 p.m. Eastern time, about an hour and 15 minutes from now. Going up here in just a few minutes, there'll be a is Creed frame?
Can you hear me by any chance? Because I can still hear you.
Okay, well, that's the important part. You're Creed framed, and
I can't even. Everything is frozen on my computer, including my mouse.
Visually, you're frozen, but luckily through Bimbo technology, we were able to keep Creed's voice alive. But don't forget, you need 3 p.m. Eastern. Judge Stevens, a really crazy case. That worked. A really crazy case of a lady who's already incarcerated, but she's calling the victim and trying to, intimidate, persuade, whatever you want to call it. All that coming up. Thanks for Creed. Creed, thanks for showing up today, bud. And don't forget, at 4:05, we got Wild Woman Wednesday. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K, so you don't want to miss that. And let me go ahead and just thank everybody. Thank you to the Bimbo Express.
The Bimbo Express, stop it! How dare you?
Go ahead.
Not away from me. Gary, Kiernoff, Tiny Piggy, Dan.
That's right. So keep your eyes open, keep your ears peeled. Make sure. See how I did those backwards?
We didn't have sex with her, Gary.
Never have I.
It was only people that
with her. She's crazy. Stay safe, stay harsh, stay tuned, stay away from crazy women and Mr. Good Dick. Bye now.
Bye now.